Hey everybody, thanks for watching. Got a super exciting build. I've gotten a lot of requests for this build and I was finally being able to put something together for you. So there's definitely a lot of different styles you can do this in. This is just me kind of thinking together what's best. This folds, legs come off, and super easy to fit in any car, in most cars. So let's go ahead and get started. So you don't have to sand these the edges like I just did. The reason I sanded these edges, you can do it with the router, but I didn't want to route the edges. I wanted just a soft curve. And so with that soft curve, once I put a board under these and these line up all even, I want the gap to be more pronounced without it being a big gap. You don't have to. You can just easily put them all together. So when you buy wood from like Home Depot or Lowe's, it's not gonna be exact. A big old machine cuts them all and they just put them all together. So if you look, they're lined up all there. They're bought from the same pile and they're lined up, but if you look, we're not even. So all I'm gonna do is draw a straight line and cut it straight with my circular saw. But yeah, it's just double check. That's why I do one side, line that up. You may get a nice cut selection where they're actually all even and they're clean and you don't have to do anything, but just in case, I'm glad this happens. I can show you. Line up one side, make sure it's perfect and clean, and then the next side you'll have to draw a straight line, use a straight edge, anything really, something to make sure you're even. You can measure from one side to the other on both corners and just draw a straight line and then just cut straight through. Let's do that. We're gonna try something. I'm not too sure if it's gonna work. So right now it's 6 foot, and it'd be a great table. We put I finish the sides, put the legs. It's great. But I know everybody wants to fit this into their vehicle, their car. They want as much space saving as they can, especially storage too, right? A big old 6 foot table. So I'm gonna try to cut it in half. The reason I put it together, I put the two sides on there, and we're gonna cut straight right here is because all the boards will be already together. And so if my cut isn't exactly as clean as I would like it, when I fold it, they should still match up because it'll be the matching cut on both sides. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Makes sense to me. We'll see if that actually works. That's my theory. So I'm gonna cut it in half, and then after that I'm going to build the frame around each side and make it where they're foldable. So I could just build two separate 3 foot sections, but I think for a beginner, if this works, since I'm cutting it in the center, it should be easier for them to, like, how do you say it, like book match each other, since this cut and this cut are already set up right next to each other. I'll take the risk and we'll see if this one works, and you can decide which one you want to go for. Since I'm on sawhorses and it's not on the floor, if I just keep cutting, the boards will actually just fall on, and I'll actually mess up the last board. It'll right before it cuts, the whole thing will just split and fall in half, and it usually leaves the end to kind of look all chippy. So I'm just gonna get some extra boards and kind of tuck under on the sides that I already cut, so it doesn't allow it to kind of fall on me while I'm still on the last board. It still kind of did it a little bit. I should have probably put another one in the center and kind of prop it up a little bit better, but it still worked. So I actually do recommend buying at least one of these. Again, it wasn't that expensive. It was only a couple of dollars. I got it from Harbor Freight. Don't go to, well, you can get it from Lowe's or Home Depot, but they usually have more expensive ones. If you want like the larger ones, they're like $30-40. This is only a couple of dollars at Harbor Freight, or maybe you can look online for a longer one. I'll try to see if I find one on Amazon, and I'll link it below. You don't need a super strong one. It's just kind of like a second hand to help push it all together with force while you kind of complete it. You see this gap right here? I could be trying to force and hold it together or get a second person, but really just a couple of squeezes and it's there. It's on there. And then I can just hammer each one down. So all I'm gonna do now is just put the borders around there and then add the hinges and the legs. We're almost done. I've been filming, getting everything set up, and I'm also taking some video for Instagram, TikTok. It's a whole process building this, but it's probably been like maybe 30 minutes doing all that stuff, so this is going together pretty quick. It's gonna be an easy build, so don't feel intimidated. Especially, I'm gonna have the plans down the link below. It'll have all the information, all the measurements if you want to make it. I'll probably do this is a 6-foot version. I'll probably do an 8-foot version. I'll have all the measurements of everything, all the supplies list, all the steps, just to make this super simple. So definitely appreciate the support. Anytime you purchase the plans, it definitely helps us a lot. So let's finish this up. I kept it pretty simple. I found these are at Lowe's, but Home Depot has their own versions, and there's a lot of different versions of these, different heights. If you don't want like the spindle version, they have like a lot of different ones, but these are pretty simple. I think I paid like $8 a piece, which is a pretty good bargain for like the way it looks, I think. But they have other cheaper options, and then you just get one of these. They sell them in packs, and then it literally just screws in. Super simple. So all we're gonna do is screw this on the 4 corners, and then I also bought an extra one for the center right here, just to make sure it doesn't fold on us. All right, we're almost done. All we gotta do is stain the legs, flip this over, stain this, and we're done. I already filled all the screw holes I wanted to fill with wood filler. This is supposed to be stainable wood filler. I don't know if it's gonna work. My first time trying it. If not, you can just leave the screws alone. They're only on the outside, so it's not really gonna see on top, but I filled them anyways. And then I'm gonna use my stain. I know I'll probably get some questions about it. I was lazy and just bought it all together. So this is a stain and poly in once. So it's the stain and the clear coat. It's gloss classic oak. I got it at Lowe's. It's Minwax. Minwax, it's the best stain. Home Depot used to carry them. They switched only to Lowe's. So any stain I don't get from Home Depot. I don't like the one Home Depot carries. I go to Minwax. It's definitely the best stain by far. But but whichever one you want to prefer, you don't have to use this. It's just the one I was going with. For the decorations I picked, I wanted a lighter, bright, rich color, which this definitely is. I wanted to go kind of darker, but I was like, no, the decorations I got will go perfect with like a rich, vibrant color that pops. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Alright, that was a super fun build. I know it took me a while to get to it. I've had so many requests for it, but I'm glad we got it done. I definitely love the way it came out, and I'll catch you on the next one.